Guys, Helishiro Toy Reviews doing another um, figure review, this time on my KO Red Defensor Protectobot set. I bought this set off of Sir Toys, same website I bought my G2 normal size Devastator. So first impressions, this set is cool. Like I said, them being the same color scheme really appealed to me. The original set of figures that these KOs are based off of, did not have that. I believe they may have had a G2 set. I'm not sure. Like Hasbro made a G2 set of these figures. But this, to my knowledge, is all original. I don't think this has been done before. So yeah, this is pretty cool. So we have from front to back, we have Streetwise, Blades, First Aid, Groove, and lastly we have Hotspot. So I'm trying to think. So I already have that Hotspot mold. My Victorion Pyromagma, she uses that same mold. So if you remember me telling you guys in previous Transformer videos, these figures, a big thing people did not like about Combiner Wars is the fact that Hasbro kept reusing the same molds over and over and over again, just with different characters. And yeah, that did get a little repetitive. People started to feel like they were paying large amounts of money for basically the same figure they already have numerous versions of. And I totally understand that. But since I didn't buy all the Combiner Wars sets, and I'm only own, if you don't count my knockoff sets, I only own three Combiner Wars and one Power of the Primes. So yeah, but yeah, so I don't really have any gripes with these figures. You see, Streetwise has police written on his arm. Like I said, the quality on these are all okay. Like I said, they're really just display pieces. You see, Streetwise has a triple barrel shotgun, which I like. It's black. So I do appreciate all the figures come with their own weapons. I do like that. Let's see, his face. Good look on his face. Get the focus. There we go. So his face is nice. I like his blue eyes. Surprisingly, Groove. I'll put him to the side. Surprisingly, Groove has light piping, which surprised me because since these are KOs, you wouldn't expect one of the figures to have light piping. I believe the original figure had light piping. So next we have Blades. He has two twin rifles or whatever. I don't really care for this helicopter mold. Like, I like the character, but I don't really care for this helicopter mold. My Victorion set, which I reviewed maybe 2 years ago, two of the members of that team use this mold, and the reason I like them is because they're like twin sisters. So it didn't really bother me that much. But yeah, I'm not really a big fan of this mold. It's just kind of, this helicopter is just kind of boring to me, I guess. But his face is cool. He's kind of grizzled. He doesn't like to do a lot of things. He's kind of mean-spirited, grumpy, grouchy kind of character. So his face kind of represents that. I do like that. But yeah, I mean, he's a nice display piece. Like I said, I've had these guys for maybe 3 or 4 months now, and I just, I transform them into robot mode, and I just put them down. I have not. This will be the first time I actually combine them. So next we have Blades. He shares the same mold as my Combiner Wars Ironhide, and they share the same weapon. I like Blades. I really like his character. I know a handful of animators use him in their Transformer stop motions, so I think that's pretty cool. But yeah, he really appeals to me. Oh, he fell over. So, fun fact: one point in the G1 cartoon, he left the Protectobots because he didn't want to. He didn't like the thought of war. He didn't want to be a soldier. That really wasn't what he wanted to be. He wanted to help people and heal people and whatnot. So he ended up leaving for a period, and it kind of sucked because there were times where the Protectobots had to combine, and he wasn't there, so they were literally shorthanded. They just fought with one arm. It was weird. Um, but yeah, he's one of my favorites. I really like his character. And his face kind of favors his personality, even though he has a faceplate. It's just um, kind of positive looking, if that makes any sense. Next, we have Groove. Like I said, Groove has light piping, and he's a motorcycle, which I actually like. I'm trying to think. I feel like one of these pieces were separate. I'm not sure, which I didn't like. I think the wheel came off. It was a separate piece or something. Um, yeah, Groove is cool. I like his gun. You know, three of them are holding their combiner weapons. Yeah, not much to say about him. I mean, he's cool. Like I said, he has light piping. I'm not sure if this is on the official figure, but the entirety of his head is covered by this blue plastic. So, yeah, not too fond of that. But like I said, knockoffs are hit and miss. So, surprisingly, these figures turned out really well made, which I was grateful for. Even though, like I said, I don't recommend you give these to children because they're knockoffs and the quality, they're not going to be as durable as if you bought an official figure. Lastly, we have Hotspot. Um, really like his character. I think he's a cool leader character. Like his face. He's supposed to be a fire truck, and I guess this version looks like a more accurate fire truck. And unfortunately, there's the combiner head you guys will see shortly. Unfortunately, I don't. There was a piece I couldn't really get to move. I'm not sure which piece that was, but one of his pieces I couldn't get to move, so I just left it alone. So that's kind of a bummer. I didn't want to force it. But yeah, he comes with two cool guns. One is mounted on his back, on his side. Um, but yeah, like I said, I already own this mold, my Pyra, so I'm pretty familiar with this transformation. Oh, I forgot. My Inferno that I bought when I made my custom combiner, I guess. He has the same mold. So I have three figures that have the same mold. I have three figures that have Blades mold. I have another figure that has First Aid's mold. No figures that have Groove's mold, and I'm trying to think. Yes, I have one of my torchbearers, Victorion. One of them has the same mold as Streetwise. But yeah, without further ado, let's finally see them in their combined form. Okay, here we have him all combined. And it didn't take me too long. I kind of took a break. um but yeah, so they look really cool. I like the color scheme. It's kind of weird. Excuse me, that Defensor's head is gray. Like this upper part of the body is gray in the head. And interestingly enough, I can show it on camera. He has this feature in the back of his head that I don't believe the original figure had. But the Power of the Primes Inferno, his combined form does that too. I forgot what the reason was behind that. I think you could put a Prime Master or something in there. I don't really remember, but yeah. So a few things I forgot to mention was that like some joints are stiff, some pieces don't really move. I try to move blades, and this part was starting to warp and it would not budge, so I did not want to break it. Unfortunately, it already has signs of um, wear just from trying to move it. So, yeah. Another thing, let's see. Streetwise, so they use screws for these figures, which I don't think the official figures had screws. Um, so you can't really see it, but on Streetwise, the screws for his body are all rusted and dirty looking, and it doesn't really take away from the figure, but it is kind of, I guess, kind of odd. But yeah. I mean, they stand, even though I have them leaning up against this whiteboard, they stand okay. But like I said, this is really a display piece. Do not give this to a child. Please don't give this to a child. They will break it, or it will just fall apart. There are some loose pieces here and there. Um, as you can see, back up a little bit. We have him next to the G1 knockoff of Defensor. So you see, I own two Defensors, and neither one of them are official. So they look cool together, and you see they kind of have the same colors. And here he is next to my knockoff Devastator. Of course, Devastator is taller. So, like I said, I got both of these guys from Sir Toys for roughly around maybe like 30, 40 bucks, maybe. I don't really remember. But I got them for good deals, and they took a little while to get here. But yeah. So, I finally reviewed Defensor. So, if you're interested in these figures, I recommend them. Like I said, just be wary that with knockoffs, expect the unexpected. They could be solid figures like mine. They can have a bunch of loose joints and possibly break when you're trying to transform them. But yeah, that's it for this review. As far as my next review goes, I'm not sure. It may be a Transformers-oriented review. I think I've mentioned before that I've considered trying animation again. I kind of want to get back into stop motion animation. So maybe I might work on some of that. But yeah, so that's it for this review. Like, comment, subscribe, and stay tuned for more. Peace, you guys.